Good day, my adorable students of Standard 6. I am Miss Uma Vidushi, your English teacher. Dear student, today I am going to teach you an interesting story of your English literature book, that is Wild Duck. This story is written by a Sri Lankan writer, Romesh Gunesekera, who was born in 1954. So students, before starting a chapter, I want to share something with you. As you all know that the transition from teenager to a man has always been a special event in the history of mankind. In the past, when a boy was the threshold to mankind, he would usually be sent out to kill an animal of some sort to prove his maturity. So, even though we live in a civilized society today, but still this ancient rituals is still being used. So, Wild Duck story, which is written by, as I said, a Sri Lankan writer Romesh Gunesekera, also deals with the same self topic, but here the writer has brought a feminine touch to it. Okay. So, without wasting much time, let's quickly go to the first 10 paragraph of the chapter. So, children, the first 10 lines of the story actually contain quite a lot of information. First of all, the two main characters are mentioned. Are you ready? He asked his son. Now from this simple code, we can establish the relationship between the two characters, as we draw the conclusion that they are in fact father and son. And secondly, a description of the scene is given. Like the story is initiated by a statement, they will come from over there. The man pointed at a red volcanic hill. Now the word hill, this shows that the scene takes place outside. Okay. So he and the boy both had guns resting across their knees. They sat facing each other in a small motionless boat with the oars tucked in. Now, while reading the following lines, we can easily conclude the location of the two characters where they are established. So the father and his son were sitting in a boat in a lake in a wilderness one late afternoon. And judging from the scenery, the two characters are situated in rather isolated location. So they sat facing each other in a small motionless boat with the oars tucked in. Thirdly, we can also figure out what they are doing, as they both had guns resting across their knees, and the fact that they have brought guns with them instead of fishing poles enable us to exclude the possibility that they are on a fishing trip, unless they are planning on shooting the fish, which is rather odd in my opinion. So, in other words, they are on hunting trips. So, again he said, "Are you ready?" he asked his son. Yes. They come in clouds, huge clouds, moving very fast. He moved his arm in a wide sweep, rocking the boat. You have to be pick, shoot, fast. So, in this paragraph, we conclude that the man was teaching his son to shoot whatever will appear in the horizon. He is trying to teach his son that how he can shoot any animal or any bird which comes in his way or in the horizon. The boy ran his finger down the cold blue barrel of his gun. Minute by minute, the light changed on the flat surface of the water. Orange, red, mauve speeded from the sky. It was late afternoon, a lake in a wilderness. So, as I have already explained, that they were sitting in a boat in a lake, and that lake is in a wilderness. And in this paragraph, it is describing the scenery. The boy ran his finger down the cold blue barrel of his gun. Now here the writer is trying to describe the color of the gun. The cold blue barrel means the part of the gun which is used to fill a bullet. So it's cold blue means it's quite new. He is very new to this types of weapon. The light changed on the flat surface of the water. Orange, red, mauve speeded from the sky. As the weather was changing, so as the color of the water of the lake, it was also changing from orange to red, mauve speeded. Light purple color from the sky. As they were sitting from the afternoon, now it's almost evening. So as the color of sky was changing, same due to the reflection, the color of water was also changing. You loaded means here his father asked from his son that have he loaded a bullet in his gun? Yes. Remember, aim well ahead. You have to imagine the flight path. To be dead on is not easy, but you have to manage with just one shot. Now here again that man was teaching that how he can shoot whatever will appear in the horizon. He is trying to motivate him by saying that you have to imagine the flight path. Flight here means whatever is flying in the horizon. To be dead on is not so easy, means to always hit on the target, it's not so easy. It is a quite difficult task to be a very perfectionist. But you have to manage with just one shot. As they have one bullet and they cannot miss that bullet, because if due to the noise which will be produced after the gunshot, the birds and the other flights will become conscious. So they need to be very particular and they have to manage with just one shot. I know. And his son said, yes, definitely, he knows how to shoot. Suddenly the boy looked up. Is that them? A ribbon of black dots billowed out of the horizon. The boy was spellbound. Breath whistled out of his small round mouth. Watching birds was his passion. See, even you children also loves to watch birds. So like you all here, the boy also loves to watch birds. So when he saw some groups of birds, he just started shouting that is that them? A ribbon of black dots below means it's a rose a very fast and a growing numbers of birds or something ribbon like structure was visible out of in the horizon. The boy was spellbound. He was surprised. He was amazed. His breath whistled out of his small round mouth. There must be a million. There must be millions, he exclaimed. He was surprised, he was amazed, and he was exclaiming that they must be in millions, they must be in many numbers. Half the sky was covered by teal. teal is a kind of a very small wild duck, okay, which are usually found in a lake. Huge clouds of them banked one way, then another, changing the shape of the sky and blotting the light. The sky deepened, the water turned black. Small groups broke away, diving, then rising in perfect formation. Many of you have come across of this scene whenever you go near to any bank of river. You will find that there are lots of birds, there are lots of ducks which swims which swim in the lake or in a river water. So like here the sky was covered with teal, means sky was covered with small wild duck. A huge clouds of them banked one way, means they all flew in one direction. They are turning together and they have changed the shape of the sky, means it was so imaginative that it's look like that they have changed the shape of the sky. And blotting the light, means they are just blocking the lights. Those means the all birds flew in the horizon and they blocked the light of the sun to reach the lake, and that's why the sky deepened, the water turned black, because they are large in number. There were lots of birds who were flying in the sky all together, so they have blocked the sunlight which was coming on the lake, due to which the water turned black in color. A small group broke away, diving, then rising in perfect formation. So they now split in small groups. They broke up and they started diving into the water, and they again started forming in a perfect formation. Is that clear, students? So that's all for today's lesson. In the next lesson, I will teach you the next paragraph. Till then, take care, be safe, be healthy.